guys, it's me, Jennifer Jayde. I'm super excited to pop in here live and share a little bit of what was coming through for me today to share with you. So I do this, I've realized when I'm running a group program, such as right now I'm running the 9 to 5 escape plan program. And before that, this time last year, I was running the Dream Starter program and the Dream Coaching program. And something that I really felt called to do was at the beginning of each of our live trainings, I would just sit and meditate for a few minutes before we got started. And I would just ask the universe, God, and my guides, what does my tribe really need to hear today? And recently I thought, why do I only do that with my life group program girls when I could be doing that right here in the Savvy Soul Sister tribe? So I have another message that was coming through to share today, and it was on speaking. So I've really learned to trust what's coming through, because my head is like, well, why am I going to talk about speaking today? Like, does anyone in this group even have any interest in speaking? No one's really asked me about speaking or had questions about that. But I'm just going to trust that this is coming through for a reason, and there's at least one person that's going to watch this, and it was meant for you. So let me know in the comments below once you watch this if this was for you, if you've had any interest in speaking, if it's on your heart to speak in front of audiences, whether it's live or doing more videos or live videos. I'd love to hear if this is making sense. So let's see, I made some notes here. How to get over the fear of speaking. So it's one of the biggest fears that's out there, is the fear of public speaking, if not one of the biggest ones. I think the fear of death, and then the fear of dying and the fear of speaking, I think, are some of the biggest ones. And what I've learned, so I remember feeling that way as well. Like, I was 21 or 22, and my very best friend was getting married. I know it's young. And she asked me to be her maid of honor. I was so excited. I just felt very special and very connected with her. And it was just so, we talked about us being each other's maids of honor since we were little kids. And so for that day to come was really special. And then it dawned on me that I was going to have to give a speech in front of 180 people. And then I was, excuse the language, shitting myself, because I had never spoken in front of an audience before. And I was super nervous. And especially if you're going to be sharing your emotions and things that are raw and vulnerable, like I really wanted to give her a really meaningful, emotional speech on her wedding day. And man, I was nervous. And then after that, I was also gearing up to go full-time commission-based in my mortgage business. And I was sent to go to a real estate office every single Tuesday. And being barely 22 years old, I had to stand up in front of these mostly middle-aged men that were kind of looking at me like, who is this little girl and what is she doing here and why is she pretending to know what she's talking about? And every Tuesday, I would have like sweaty, clammy hands, like they'd even be like kind of shaking. I'd be just like dreading when they were going to call my name to stand up and talk about interest rates and what the Minister of Finance had to say that week. And oh man, so yeah, I have been terrified about speaking in front of people. I've had the sweats, the shakes, all of it. And what has really come to help me, because now I actually get excited at the opportunity to speak and to share, was one, there's two things, there's two parts to this. The first one, you just gotta do it. Like, there's just no other easy way around it. There's no, I'm gonna sit here and think about it more, or I'm gonna meditate on this, or the more that you just think about it in your head and you don't actually just get out there and do it, the worse it gets. It just kind of stews up and builds, and you start thinking of all these, like, what if this person laughs, or that nobody claps, or and your ego will just fill your head with lies. So really, number one, there's no easy shortcut about it. You just gotta do it. Just feel the fear and do it anyway. Just do it, just do it, just do it again and again and again, and maybe even create opportunities to practice. So whether if it's, creating a pre-recorded video, so you can go back and edit it if you want to. Maybe start doing a bit more Facebook Lives. Maybe start speaking in your community or going to different events or networking events and just making yourself just get up and even just do a 30-second intro of yourself and what you do. But just do it again and again and again and again. The second piece that I really want to share, something I learned from Marie Forleo. And I've shared this with lots of my private clients. I can't remember if I've shared it in my groups, but she has this beautiful analogy about a flashlight. And she says that when say you're in a dark room and you have a flashlight and you're pointing the flashlight on your own face, and it's not very flattering. You get all these like shadows and weird, like that scary goblin face, and maybe if you have any blemishes, they're like all highlighted from the flashlight that you're pointing on your own face. This is the same as thinking about yourself right before you're about to speak. Like, oh, I really don't like my voice, and oh, what if I trip and fall, and what is everyone gonna think about me, and what if they laugh at me when I wasn't trying to be funny, and what if they don't laugh when I'm trying to be funny, and what if I say something wrong, or like someone disagrees with me, and what if I like break a heel, and whatever, right? So this is when you're flashing the flashlight on your own face. You're concerned about yourself and what everyone else is going to think of you. If you can mentally take that flashlight and point it outwards and point it out into the audience, and remember why you're there to speak, and remember who you're there to serve. And I'm just getting chills down my arms. Why is it important to you to get this message out into the world? What is it about what you do that just excites you and you want to share it with as many people as you can in the time that you have left? And even if it changes one life of one person out there, you've got to get this message out to them. So that's you taking the flashlight off of yourself and into the audience and saying, yeah, I have something that I'm super passionate about, and I really want to get this out into the world. I really want to serve you with this message today, regardless of if I make a fool of myself, or I trip, or I'm not funny, or people think I'm an idiot. It doesn't matter what people think of me. I'm here to serve you. So just take that flashlight off your own face, point it out into the audience. Remember why you're there and why you're so excited to share your message with that audience. So I hope those two things help. That's really what helped me get more comfortable with speaking, whether it's videos or live. I actually really love speaking live because the energy that you can vibe back and forth with the people in the audience is really, really cool. Yay, Megan! Megan gets what I'm saying. Love it. Oh yeah, Kelsey, you heard that flashlight discussion. Yeah, it's been a game changer. So, okay, is it worth it to hire a speaker trainer, or will they just teach you to be robotic? Okay, guilty right here. I thought that the most authentic version of you would come through if you were just standing in your own power and speaking your own truth and moving the way you would naturally move and speaking the way you would naturally speak. I thought that would be the most authentic way to speak and to share, is actually not to hire a trainer and just do you. That's what I thought. Ignorant me over here. Because I actually spent a full day with a speaker trainer. It was recommended to me by a mutual friend that I really trust her recommendations and her advice. I spent this whole day with a speaker trainer the day I was leaving San Diego, so just a few days ago. And let me tell you, the tips that she shared with me, not only did they help me get deeper rooted into my power and my message and standing tall in my conviction and my why, like just going even deeper than I realized I was even capable of doing, but owning my power and my confidence and my authority and So it wasn't just like, stand here and make this move and be robotic, and this is the one right way that you're supposed to do this, and then you gotta practice. And no, it was about you being an even more elevated version of you, a more powerful, grounded version of you. So you have all these inspired ideas or things you want to share, and it's grounding them in a powerful way. Oh, I'm starting to feel like this is like Tony Robbins is very grounded, very powerful, and he can hold the attention of an audience for 12, 14, 15 hours a day. So how do you serve your audience if you're standing up there and you're just kind of like nervous and wondering what everyone's thinking, and maybe you're like speaking in a monotone voice, and it's really, it might be very powerful what you're sharing, but you're losing the audience because it's very monotonous. There's no movement, or there's nothing for the mind to kind of wake up every few seconds to. So it was really great training on how to really captivate your audience so that your message actually lands. So I've been totally converted now. I believe that to be an even more elevated version of yourself and really get your message to land with your audience and really captivate them and engage them, yes, I would definitely be open to receiving a speaker trainer coming into your life, whether it's through recommendation, or I can tell you the name of the one that I spent the day with, and a couple others that have been recommended to me as well. So, what can you do to improve your speaking skills? And it may not be what you think. Okay, other than the first two things that I talked about, where you just have to do it, and secondly, taking the flashlight off of yourself and pointing it out into the audience and remembering why you're sharing what you're sharing. This was a tip given to me at the speaker training that I did just a few days ago, and I talked about Toastmasters. I said, for ongoing practice, I really want to practice all of the tactics and the things that you've taught me today and repeat them again and again and again and again, so they become second nature, so they do become natural for me. And I said, should I do something like Toastmasters? And this is her opinion. So, people watching, you may have gone to Toastmasters, you may have had an amazing experience with Toastmasters, but this was her opinion. She said, please do not do Toastmasters. And I was like, okay. And she said, Toastmasters will teach you how to be robotic. This was her opinion. Again, I haven't been to Toastmasters, so I don't agree or disagree. And she said, if you really want to get comfortable on stage and be engaging and even slightly entertaining at times, so you're really, not working the crowd, but you just really have that great rapport going on back and forth with the people watching, go to a comedy improv class. And I was like, whoa, that made perfect sense, because we actually had to do some improv exercises that day, in that speaker training day, because it really loosens you up to just stop caring about being perfect, about whether or not you flub up your words or mix something up. You just keep going, just keep rolling with it, go with it. And improv really helps you with that, going with the flow, being okay with making fun of yourself or just being funny and not really caring so much what other people think or if you're perfect or not perfect, and really just loosening up. Comedy improv class. Hello. So I'm totally gonna search one of these out. Hey Giselle, love those hearts, thank you. I have no idea. I'm in Canada for summer. I have no idea if there's any comedy improv classes around here, so if anyone knows of any, let me know, because I want to go. For my friends in California or other parts of the world, I'm sure there's got to be some comedy improv classes. Maybe you just go to one, and it can really help you just attach to who you are and being okay with that, and whatever that looks like for you, and really just getting outside of your head. So I wanted to share that with you. And then I think last but not least, so there has been a spike in people reaching out to me privately and wondering if we can meet in person. And I feel so honored anytime someone, you know, see something in me that makes them want to reach out and say, hey, you know, I'd love to meet you in person. I was like, oh, that's really cool. I love that. You know, there are I wouldn't be able to meet the demand. I just wouldn't be able to meet the demand of everyone who would love to go on a coffee date or a dinner date or I would love if I could, but I wouldn't be able to do that realistically. So I have really been thinking about that, because I know that as much as I love connecting with you on video or in the Facebook group or on YouTube or email or wherever we found each other, Instagram, I love that, and I feel like we really can get to know each other online. Surprisingly, you know, you can really get to know someone online. But the vibe when you meet someone in person is like nothing else. And I've experienced that before. And I want to have that experience with you. Like if there's something inside of you that's like, hey, you know, I think it would be great to meet Jen, or I think we would vibe really well, or maybe we'd get some really great business inspiration flowing, or some really deep conversation going. I want to make that happen. I want to make that possible. So I'm going to be announcing something in this group within the next 48 hours. The reason I haven't nailed down the exact when I'm going to announce it is because I'm inviting my personal clients first, whether they've been in a group program with me or a mastermind with me or a one-on-one client of mine. I'm extending the invitation to them first, just because they have invested in working with me previously. Once I've had a chance to invite my existing and previous clients, I'm going to open it up to the group here and hopefully see you on the beach under the sun, give you a hug, and just high vibe together. I would love that. So I'll be announcing some details around that in the next 48 hours. I hope this speaker video today resonated with you. I don't know, honestly, I just asked before I hit record, what does my tribe need to hear today? Or is there at least one person that needs to hear a certain message? What would that be? And for some reason, you know, talking about speaking came up. So let me know in the comments, whether you're watching this live or the replay, do you have any dreams do you see yourself doing more speaking, whether it's on stage or in seminars or workshops or retreats, or doing more videos or Facebook Lives or YouTubes? Let me know if this just resonates with you at all, because I don't know if this was just out to lunch or if this actually served you. I'd love to hear it in the comments. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. I hope we get to meet in person soon, and I will see you next time.